Hey Outer Worlders, welcome to the Outer World Workshop. And today we are going to build a tactical display without using a laser cutter. So this all started with an acrylic solar sign that my wife found for $10, and she brought it home after asking me if I could do something with it. I'm like, of course I can do something with it. I wanted to etch the acrylic and I didn't have a laser cutter. So what was I going to do? We deal with that later on. After picking the front so we can do a control panel, I drew some reference lines with a pencil so we can do some pinstriping. Of course, pinstriping makes it look very Star Wars. So since this was very small, I just used a paint marker with a ruler and put on some pinstripe lines. And then it was greebly time. So I just picked out a couple of greeblies that I thought looked pretty nice on them and started to glue them on to the front of the control panel. Some of the greeblies, as you can see, are just plain white, like gears from different electronics. So I thought they needed a little bit of paint because white didn't look too good. So I just used some black acrylic paint and gave them a very heavy black wash and then dabbed off some of it, giving it some texture. And then came the weathering. Of course, weathering makes everything look dirty and grimy and used like it is in the Star Wars universe. Most of it is, at least. So after dabbing some brown acrylic on it, I just dabbed off the excess and it gave a lot of texture to it because all that brown paint was in the crevices. It had a solar panel. Like I said, it was a solar sign, so I covered it with some black matte tape. And after cleaning the acrylic, I used my tape roll and my round palette so I can put some of the designs into the acrylic panel. And what did I use as my laser cutter or laser engraver? Of course, my paint pen. And I use a ruler so I can put more elements onto my panel. I used another marker that came with the sign and I put some dots in between where the lines meet. That gave it another extra element. So there you have it. A tactical display made without a laser cutter and a very simple project that anybody can do. Now, I could have done a lot more with this project. I could have put some lights down in the control panel and maybe change the LED strip with RGB LED strip so I can change the colors. But this is just a simple little project I'm going to have laying around to help decorate in the room and something that anybody can do. So I want to thank you all for being here once again in the Outer World Workshop. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up down on the bottom. Also, you can subscribe if you haven't subscribed already and share this content so other people can see it and maybe subscribe also. And remember, hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I put up a new video. And I also want to remind you that I have a Patreon page. You can support the channel that way and also have an Amazon wish list, and the links are down in the description. Thank you once again for being here in the Outer World Workshop, and see you in the next video when we make something out of this world. And I want to thank you all for being here with me in the Outer World Workshop. And also, he had stopped, and as soon as I hit record, he starts up hammering again.